Greetings, this is the Evening Run. A pleasure always. Your host, Danoby2.
Woo! Apologies, folks. Apologies. I went into overtime on Overwatch. So, can't let down my team, right? Let me get the camera ready. I got most of tonight prepped up, right? Got most of tonight prepped up. Checking in with the audience. I got I'm gonna have a good friend of mine joining us tonight, Mr. P Rock, who's been avoiding me.
Hey, I haven't been avoiding you.
You haven't been avoiding me. That's all right. That's all right.
Hard man to reach.
I got you in for tonight.
I got you. And I answer right away.
Here we go. I get the camera ready.
You did kind of call me up, so I had to answer right away.
What we got here tonight?
Happy to be here.
9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. 6 scale separatist checking in from upstate New York. Your side of town, Pirog. Here we go. What do we got here? Cyborg looking sharp. Who's checking in? Who are the folks checking in? Andre from United Kingdom, London at 5 a.m. Thank you for joining us on this fantastic evening run. My voice sounds a little bit hoarse. I've been sick, man. I've been sick I was sick all day yesterday. I slept all day yesterday, but there's been so much good shit dropping that I'm like, I got thoughts. I got opinions. I think it's, I have to discuss, right? Who else is from New York? New York. The Collector. Good evening, folks, from New York. Is it midnight out there? It's not midnight out there, is it? Is it really? Damn. I suck at time.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's all right. See, I got you.
Right.
I got you.
Hope everybody's
normally
good.
You do it at 1. You do it like I think you do your midnight your time. And that's 3 o'clock in the morning for me.
Yeah.
So those are the ones that are rough for me to catch for you. I'm like, all right, I'll make it midnight, so I pass on the couch.
I miss my midnight runs. That's why it's so important for me to do it, because I reach out to a different clientele. It's a different audience. So I actually do enjoy doing the midnight runs. Bob Dylan checking in from Honolulu. Bob, still in Hawaii, right? Or dodging the Florida weather out there? You don't want to swim out your front door out there right now. What's going on with Florida? Are you getting rains out there, P-Rock, in Connecticut?
No, it's actually kind of chilly. We had like hot weather for 3 days, like 2 days ago, for 3 days straight. Now it's like back to chilly weather again. What's up?
Brother checking in from China. It's China lunchtime. I will have my crackers and soup.
I have my chicken breast sandwich.
Chicken. I don't know what they eat out there. I was going to say something mean, but let me keep my thoughts to myself about China and what they eat. So let me. P-Rock moves to statues. Get out of here. P-Rock ain't moving to statue. P-Rock is no more moving to statues than I am. We buy one statue and everybody thinks we're statue. Two, right? Oh, yeah. Come on. That doesn't make you a collector. That's more of a browser when it comes to
like what's those? I like to try different things at restaurants. I don't want to just stick to one thing. I don't stick to the norm.
Are you blazing, P-Rock? You're not.
Of course. Blazing it's 420.
420, right?
420, my friends.
Oh, damn. I can't. I'm still recovering, man. I was sleeping all day. I think it was a stomach flu. I was a mess yesterday, so I can't do any stuff. Can't do any pharmaceutical candy. So no.
For you.
Who's checking in? Doc Smizzle checking in. Gotcha. Looking for your spotlight this evening. Doc Smizzle checking in. I better keep it down though. I don't want the video, the stream to get demonetized if I go too hard. 420. Who else? MB Dyson 829, 12 in the morning from New York, New Jersey, baby. Greetings from Chicago. Draw the line.
I keep forgetting Jersey.
We got some good folks coming in here tonight. It's been just a busy live stream evening, hasn't it? Everybody has had their 2 cents, and I got a few cents. I wanna kind of chime in on what's been going on.
I got a penny.
I'm sure you do, right? I'm sure you do. Like you have the tumbler, like me, and maybe make that, as we discussed, the armory that just got announced, that probably is going to give us a little bit of bias, because we have the tumbler, and this armory, it almost accents the tumbler. It almost, if you were to move forward with this armory, already owning the tumbler, it really does bring it up to the next level, doesn't it? right? Wouldn't
It
you
does.
think? Yeah, yeah.
Beautiful. It'll be a beautiful backdrop behind the tumbler or on the side of the tumbler.
I think so too. I think so too. And the reason why I got the tumbler, I'm not a big fan of the tumbler, but I was looking at the big
Oh, you
picture.
got? Didn't you? I thought you got rid of it. You picked it up
I
again,
got rid of
or
it. I got rid
then
of
you
it.
picked it up again?
And I picked it up again at a discounted price
Yeah,
because
same.
I saw the bigger picture of building the back garage. To me, having a
Discount
museum
price.
of bat vehicles sounds really, really cool. So that to me is I saw the bigger picture versus my past attitudes towards it. Again, I did say though, when I had the tumbler in the past years ago, I didn't have the module cases. I was in a world of small shelves, bookshelves, and detofs. And the tumbler was always very challenging in that aspect, as far as to display it, as far as how to make it look, how to make it pop. That was one of the issues I had with it. And now, because I'm in a different situation now, I can now see the bigger picture in owning the tumbler. The Hot Toys Nightmare, 10 p.m. Utah.
Yeah, see,
Anti-shark
I'm
spray.
like in a transition to the final spot for it. I think I have a spot for it, but
You'll
it's
will as collectors, will life finds a way. Anti-shark spray, I love you too. MD Dyson, New Jersey, baby. Brian Richard, 11
man.
p.m. checking in. Who's checking in? I can't because I actually have asthma. I do edibles. What tricks have you got riled up tonight? I want to hold a class. We're gonna travel back in time. We're
I
gonna,
like that.
and because P Rock has already buzzed, right? He's gonna enjoy this time travel. We're gonna time travel into the past, and it's gonna deal with the armory. Who else? Who else is checking in? Up your sleeve. Let me see. Balls deep. It's like, yeah, it must be way down. I figured it'd be floating high.
That's a long name. When I first saw it, I was like, what? Who is that?
Yeah.
I wonder who
Dabbling,
could do
dabbling. Here we go. You guys are gonna get me banned.
that.
Demonetize.
Woo.
I don't know what to show now. Now I'm terrified about showing some of these comments.
And why? Yes.
Ghost Stop from New York. Detroit checking in. Hello. Ash Chase. Hello. Hello. New Jersey
Ash, what's
here.
up?
All right.
Jersey
Let's
boy.
get to I want to start off with the armory here. This
All
little
right.
bad boy here. This is the picture. So for the record, when I got the tumbler, I was seeing already into the fourth dimension. I think of the now and then I think of the future. And in my head, I had already envisioned having a library or just a museum of the Batmobiles. And I was in no market for an armory because I already have one. But seeing this picture helps convince me and it woos me into a potentially, because I'm very 50-50 on this, into adding this particular piece. I haven't heard your thoughts on this, B-Rock. Are you for this armory?
All
Are
right.
you
So
against it? Or are you neutral?
I've been real busy, so I haven't got a chance when the things get announced. I see my Facebook real quick. People like let me know and stuff, but I don't get to actually read the details and everything. So when I first saw it, I was like, "Oh, this is amazing!" Like the way it looked and everything. Um, I started hearing some of the complaints, which I do kind of feel about the suit. So, but I'm kind of hoping because if the suit is fully posable, did they show it already, or they haven't showed it in the sideshow unboxing yet?
For the suit.
Is it fully posable? Like, can I put the DX19 head on there?
So here's the situation. This is how my brain works. I don't care about the figure. I don't, and I know everybody has different priorities. I never moved forward with the DX19. So for me, the upgrades and what was added onto this. Let me pull up the photos for it. It doesn't. Which one is it? I think it's. I'll move to the right.
I feel
It
like I'm in
doesn't
college
affect
again.
me.
Oh,
It does not affect me. They've made major improvements. I didn't care for the DX19. Everybody in the community made a big stink about it, in a positive way, about the DX19. For me, I remember discussing this at the time during streams. I have enough. I have the pieces I want from the Christopher Nolan Bat universe that I did not need to move forward with the DX19. But seeing what you get with this, I see a lot of value. I see tons of value. You never owned the original Bat Armory, right, Pira?
Nope.
Do you remember
I
what it
came in
looked
late,
like?
so saying that's why I picked up the DX19s. I missed it the first time around.
Yeah. So the original Armory, which was like the 7th or 8th pre-order in my Hot Toys collection, this was a big purchase for me. My Armory, I remember exactly what I paid for because I had to pull up the receipts, was $525. So
It's not far
I
off that.
tend to ignore a lot of the chatter when everybody says that this is expensive. They say, "Oh, 565 is too much." I scoff at that and I laugh at that because you're getting so much more with this than what I got almost a decade ago, almost 10 years ago. This year would mark the 10th. I pre-ordered the Armory here. I pre-ordered this Armory right here in 2013, and I paid for it. And I looked at my receipt, October 2014. And to me, this was fantastic, dude. Dude,
So
this
you think it's
thing
gonna be the
was the
same? It's
shit.
gonna be the same suit. Like, so is that posable? Or can you fully pose that?
You can pose it. You just can't cram his ass into the tumbler, but he is posable to a
All
certain
right.
point, right? This is the Dark Knight. This is part 2. The Armory that's for
Yeah, it's part
pre-order right
3.
now. And then you can see, look, you get a remote control. Did you see that? There's a remote control feature on this. Realize the new
Yeah, I read that in the
Armory, you
details
don't.
too.
Yeah, I don't even think you get a remote control with the new
I think you
Armory.
do. I think it's
You
a
do? I
that. Or
didn't
I was
see.
probably reading something else, but I
I
think
didn't
it's
see one. Did you? I mean, they would typically, if there's a remote control, you would
is
see it
that
in the
battery
spec.
powered? Was it this? Or I'm trying to look at
LED
something else.
powered by USB.
All right.
So mine is battery powered, but it has a remote control. This one does not have the remote control, but it is USB powered. So, but again, this Armory is based on part 3. The Dark Knight Rises part 3. The one I have is part 2. And had remote control. It had like the wire mesh frame. This was at the time to me, I was very impressed with this when I got this in 24. I did a review on this and so forth. And I think this was kind of something that had been touched on about with the Armories is that they don't fit in DTOFs. This was the start of the DTOF challenge for me. Owning this Armory, it opened up my eyes to the limitations of DTOF because I had just started collecting DTOFs, right? And I'm like, oh, this shit isn't going to work. I
Yeah, I
can't.
wouldn't put that in a detail.
I'm not going to. Yeah.
Well,
This is the first early signs. And I've always been against DTOFs. Even in my early videos, I always, where to put Incredible Hulk, where do you put this stuff? Igor from the House Party Protocol. You could only do so much with a DTOF. Again, I owned the DTOFs at the time. I didn't know anything about module cases, but this was right here. This piece was a big challenge for me. And I think it was mentioned on Hot Toys Hotline. I'm not 60 sure that if you're a Hot Toys collector and you are collecting in the world of DTOFs, this thing is probably not going to fit properly. It's probably going to look like shit if you try to
most people
cram it in
probably put
there.
on top of the DTOF.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, not casting shame or anything if you're a DTOF owner. I'm just saying that pieces like this have limitations when it comes to displaying them. And because I've now invested into module cases, you have the show. I don't know. Have you got into module cases yet or utility
I'm gonna
shelves?
pick those up soon. It's because the shell, the whatchamacallit, stashes I've been diving into has been diving into my module case space. But I do have shells. I got these shells I started building right here. But these are for my statues. But I got the tumbler right there.
Okay.
So I could
Oh, there
fit
you go.
I could fit the armor right there, perfect behind
Yeah,
it.
you can. Yeah, you can.
So I got space for it. So I would
Yeah.
not put it in the module case. No.
Yeah. This was Eddie Rodriguez. This is my first time. This was I wanted to showcase my Armory because everybody has been dumping 2 cents on this Armory, the acrylic Armory, but no one has taken time to go in the past and visit what the original Armory looked like. And everybody is quick to scoff at the price, not understanding what the veteran collectors paid almost 10 years ago. Again, my Armory was a 2013 pre-order, showing it right there. And now the only thing that's missing from this Armory is Alfred because there was 3 different SKUs. This was the Batsuit Alfred, So mine was $525. Then they sold it with just the bat suit and the armory. Then they sold the super deluxe, which was Bruce Wayne in the suit, the Batman, Alfred, and then the armory. So this was one of the first times we had gotten multiple SKUs. And because of the multiple SKUs, this armory never achieved the Grail-like status that I think it should have. There was too many variants of it. So if anything, it just, on the secondary market, the armory, this specific one here, the classic one, I'm just going to say classic, it was always a chase price, meaning you could always get it kind of brand new, maybe $50, $100 above its retail price. It never reached that potential that what veterans at the time were expecting out of Hot Toys, because there was a ton of SKUs. There was 3 SKUs with this thing. So, and I think it's interesting that, thank you, Eddie, about the comment that, yeah, most people haven't seen this one. They just don't. They don't realize what type of where we're moving into the future, but you kind of have to learn about the past. Like when someone's bitching about $565, right? You have to understand where the veteran collectors came from. I don't know if you knew anything about that, Pirog. Did you know
No, I knew
anything
about
about
the price. I mentioned that. I forgot what stream I was in, and I did mention that. I was like, this thing right here is gonna actually show, or not, and I don't want to say in a negative way. It's gonna show the real collectors for Batman compared to like people who are just the casuals. Like I'm kind of a casual, but I do want this. I love the trilogy. It will look good. At first, I was kind of iffy. When I started seeing the pictures and I started reading more about it, I guess I didn't read the full details. I was kind of iffy, but then I started thinking about it more and started looking at the pictures more and started looking at the tumbler. I was like, oh man, that'll be a nice just accessory for the tumbler, a nice backdrop for the tumbler. So, yeah, I mean, it is like if it's too much, don't get it. I don't know. Don't complain about it. It's just like I knew it was gonna divide the people. I knew it was gonna end up dividing the certain collectors. And I knew people who really were like you, and I'm pretty sure whoever is like the real like the trilogy collectors will pick this up.
But
And if you're
and
not, it's
again,
nothing against you.
yeah,
We're not, it's nothing against your collecting, or we're trying to say anything against you. I'm not saying that at all. Just don't complain with the price. Just if it's
no,
not for you, then it's not for you.
to me that's futile. It's very irrelevant. If you want to if you want to compare about the suits, then yes, I can understand and I can sympathize why folks are probably annoyed with the upgrade. Look, this is part of the game, right? This is what Hot Toys does. If they want to upgrade something in less than 6 months, I'm like, you know what? We change our mind. We're gonna improve it, so forth, blah blah blah. Then they're gonna do so. It is just part. It is part of the whole situation. Adjusting the shelves and the DTOF, and you can do that, but it looks like crap. I'm telling you, it looks like crap, and you're not managing the volume of the space efficiently. DTOFs have never been good at managing space. One of the reasons I as soon as I found a better alternative, I quickly switched. Not an affordable alternative, a better, because I will keep bitching that module cases are extremely expensive and they're not really for everybody. But if you can financially swing it, oh my God, it opens up wonders. It really does. What's Lane Kramer saying? I think I improve a pretty Batman fan without getting this XP. I mean, I got the Bat Pod DX19. I got the Bane, Catwoman, Patterson, Bat Cycle pre-order. All right, cool. Then you are.
I'm not saying you're not. I'm just saying like the real collectors of the figure. I'm not saying you're like.
I was going to say, did someone say Lane wasn't a bat fanatic?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think I've called anybody out yet. I'm hosting a class here, P-Rock. Baba, this is history here. I'm just trying to educate. I'm just trying to bring the folks in up to par on this.
Driving the bus, I'm just sitting and enjoying the ride.
There we go. Let's
but real quick, before you continue, like I said, I didn't finish reading the details in the newer one. But on this one right here, can you remove all those pieces right there, like all the weaponry, or is that like a static?
Everything can come off. Yes, you should be able, just like in the original one. So everything like in the original, you assemble it yourself. Yes.
Do they stay on there pretty like sturdy? Like if
it's held on by tension. It's held on by tension.
Oh, it's not magnetic.
It's not magnetic. You have to force those little pieces inside, and it is common to lose some of them. In fact, I think I lost one of the pistols. If you look at my armory, I'm pretty sure. You see, look right there. You see that empty, those wires there? There's a gun missing there. I don't know where that thing is. I think it's lost for time.
So with that tension, like, do you feel like if you keep taking it in, like if you keep removing it and put it back in, would it cause damage or would it lose the
It
tension?
would wear out the foam, so I never pull them out. But it's the wire stuff that falls off. You see the wire hooks on the
Yeah.
screen, right underneath the pistols. There's a gun missing. I don't know where
By
it's
the
at. I was
nunchucks. On
looking
the other
for it.
side, the nunchucks.
I don't know. Now I know Batman is holding one of the guns, but I'm still missing a gun. There should be 2 guns on this rack. The box, I threw it away. I threw this box. It was no reason for me to keep this box. I took all the pieces out and I checked the box. So, but there is a gun missing because I got Batman. He's holding one of the pistols right there in his hand. And the other one, I have no idea. It's somewhere buried. I have no clue. No clue where it's at. Yeah. And that's part of the, it's too many. Look at all those little tiny ass pieces.
That's a lot.
That
That's why.
affects value, by the way. Meaning if you ever wanted to resell it, you have to list on eBay that you're missing one of the pistols, and then you get folks trying to lowball you and shit because you're missing one of the
It's not cool.
grenade bombs or some, a little piece or something like that. So the bat figure is 12.8 inches tall. Batman signature nunchucks. What you got, Nate? The man, the myth, the legend. Thank you, good sir. P-Rock hanging out with me. He's gonna be my pupil. We're hosting a little. I'm gonna go through a little bit of history here. I tossed my box. There was no reason for me to keep the box. It was already approaching 10 years old. When I have pieces in my collection that's approaching close to 10 years, and I don't ever plan on selling it, there's no reason why I need an art box or shipper box to take up valuable real estate that I can use something brand new coming in. I usually just haul it out.
My stuff's in the basement, so I'm the only one that goes down there currently. So
can you?
I'm not stuck with
space.
space.
You feel
yet,
safe with the basement? Because I know you're upstate though. Doesn't that shit flood? Don't you?
No, it doesn't flood. So far, it hasn't flooded. I got a dehumidifier. It gets a little humid down there sometimes in the summer, but I got a dehumidifier down there, and then air purifiers.
I have to cram everything in the attic. I don't have, here in the desert, we don't have basements though. We have attics, and I'm constantly up there with a mask trying to hide shit. And
I can picture you crawling up in there.
Man, I'm up there. I'm like, we're gonna find space for this. we're gonna find space. Let me. Let me see. A video file.
I haven't hit that spot where it's taking up all my space. So maybe I guess. Yeah, I mean, I did get rid of some of like my 112 scale boxes, like my NECA stuff. Anything in the blister package, like the plastic, I got rid of those.
All right, we're going. Let's travel. Let's type in the coordinates. Right. Let's go to 2015, and hold on. Wait a minute. But before we do this video, I saw Optical. Optical, did you want to join up? I wanted Optical. I needed a pupil and I needed a veteran. So if Optical wants to come in, I don't even think I sent him because I need someone from the old days to bitch with me. Right? I wasn't sure how sober you were going to be, P-Rock. I wasn't sure. I was like, man, if he's going to be buzzing, I don't know if I can hold a conversation with him.
No, I got you.
All right. I'm gonna fuck with you. All right. I'll send it. So, all right. I sent P-Rock because we're gonna go back in time here. Let me see if I can adjust some of this here.
Wow, it's funky right here.
I like you better invest in pumps. What's he talking about? All right.
Let's
see if I can get. I'm gonna wait. We're gonna get Optical to join in here because we're gonna watch one of my old videos from 2015, and we're gonna reminisce because I'm gonna tell you right now, collecting in hot toys right now is very it's very high risky because hot toys has been showing multiple examples of going into the past and bringing things in from the past into the future. And this armory was one of them. And you'll see where I'm going to go with this. I made this video. This is a 2015 video where I thought I knew everything. I made this video, and you're not going to hear me talk because I'm going to cringe, but I'm very cocky in this video talking about these things were shown years ago because I've been going to San Diego Comic-Con since 2006. So this is the year 2015. And these pieces were shown years prior, and I'm like, we're never going to get this. What's going on with Hot Toys? How can Hot Toys show us all of these prototypes and doohickeys and never release it? Well, I've had to eat crow on this video. This old ass video keeps getting brought up to me. This video is like, well, Danoby, you said this wasn't going to get made. Danoby, you said this wasn't going to get drudged up. You probably never even seen this video, P-Rock, have you? This is one of the old ones. This is the classic here.
I've seen it a long time ago. When I first started like watching you, like, a year after.
Yeah, this is one of the oldies here. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna pop it on here.
When I first heard this, I was like, you know, he reminds me of Larry David.
Larry David. So look at that. So
that's nice though.
This has been shown. This was shown multiple times. This is the 2.0. What's it called? The walker, the power loader. The power loader. And I'm beginning to think that this thing is going to show up. Since remember, at the time this was owned by 20th Century Fox. Now it's owned by Disney. And man, I think this power loader. I'm not going to put the audio on, but I was like, this is never going to get made. This is how dare they tease us and all this shit. And I'm just looking at this video here. I'm like,
it's beautiful.
Hot Toys could potentially. Now they did release Ripley a couple years later. They did release her.
But it's not the same Ripley that was in the power loader, was it? Or
it's
jack it off?
No.
Shorter hair. She had the shorter hair.
Yeah, it's a different Ripley that was released. This is during the heyday of the House Party Protocol. They were just showing weird shit here in San Diego. And but look at this. Look at this cat. That power loader is never going to come out.
No, I wish it does though, man.
Yeah.
I'll take that over the N1.
Yeah. And here we go. Look at this. Let me see. Can you come in? Remove. Oh, hold on. I gotta go to 3. Add to stream.
What's up?
Here we go. Is that the best version? Let me see if I can. No. Hold on. Which one is it? All right. I don't know why optical screen is so much smaller, but you can hear us, right?
Yeah.
I was gonna keep the joke to myself.
All right. We are reminiscing in the past here. All this stuff. This is 10 years ago. I don't know if you were to hear. This is 2015. And this is me sounding. You probably saw this video right when it aired to Optical. You probably saw me bitching at the time on my channel. All of these prototypes that were shown, the years prior that were never going to get made. And the first one that I was complaining about was a power loader. I feel that we are living in an era that we need to be careful, because I think a lot of this old stuff is going to start to surface back. It's going to start to bubble up and surface.
So
I think
I don't collect the Iron Man. So have all of these suits come out? Have they been released, or none of these been released? I don't know.
No, that holographic one. No, the War Machine was an exclusive, I believe. And at one point, Hot Toys was going to do the what's it called? The aircraft carrier.
The Shield,
the Shield carrier. They were going to. That's a Hot Toys prototype right there.
That's like the N1.
Yeah,
they even made like a promotional thing for that. I remember.
Look at that. Look how that's hot. That's a Hot Toys prototype. I would have bought that, by the way. I was in love with. I'm still in love with Marvel. Not as strong, but I would have bought that if they would have made that optical. I would have bought that.
What scale was that? Like a small model.
Oh, there's one Rhino.
The Rhino. The Shield aircraft carrier was like probably 24 inches long. It wasn't that big, but it was highly detailed. That's what got you. Yeah.
Okay.
This was a 1-scale Rhino. I don't think we'll ever see. I'm hoping we'll never see the Rhino. Yeah. Where's the Rhino? The helicarrier. Yeah. Professor remembers. He was watching me back in the day. Mario knows about the past, how the past tends to repeat itself. This is, again, this video for the folks jumping in. I made this in 2015, and people have been leaving me comments about some of the stuff that I said was never going to come out. And I just showcase some of the stuff. Like, my God, Hot Toys, they're constantly digging into the graveyard. Would you have bought this optical?
No.
I probably would. I love Spider-Man.
Me too.
I love Spider-Man. So I thought it was gonna be made because it's not one of those like base, where you just see them. It has some prototype pictures, like legit. I think there's
Yeah.
like 4 or 5. So I was just like, oh man, this is gonna be an issue because it's gonna be expensive and huge. But they never got made.
I would have bought it. Yeah. I would
Yeah,
have
yeah, I'm
I would
good.
have bought this. Yeah. I still think the Rhino's never going to be made, but I think it's badass.
It's like Carnage. It's just not my
Yeah.
Rhino.
Yeah. And it's huge. It's epic. I just think it's cool as shit that Rhino was trash. Look at this cat. Matt, that Rhino was trash with
Yeah,
that.
bro. Yeah, see, I agree,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
The
Andrew
character, it's not
Garfield.
their fault. It's the character in general.
Yeah, Andrew Garfield. Again, this is right at the end when and then Drax at the time. Do you remember this? We didn't think we were ever going to get a Drax optical. Remember that?
Then Drax came out like 3 years after
Yeah.
everyone came out.
Yeah, 3 or 4 years. He showed up like 2018, 2019.
Yeah.
That's why I have Drax. Oh, Danoby, they made Drax. I'm like, I know. I'm eating crow for this video. It's Agent Borland, right? But they made him.
Yeah.
They made Drax, right? I didn't think they were gonna make Drax. See, this was the drama, P-Rock, back in the day, back in Facebook land. This is what the collectors were bitching about. Where's our
Drax?
Where's our Drax? Yeah.
This is he got
Not like
replaced
their
with
Cyborg.
Cyborg. Yeah, he
Yeah,
was like
yeah,
Cyborg.
exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's funny.
Right? Drax took forever to drop. Mario knows. It took forever. Yeah.
That Groot was cool, man. I would love to get that Groot though. He's just a
Yeah.
cool character.
There you go. Look. Oh. Look what else was showed.
Did the Jazzing?
No.
That's
Jazzing
Hot
didn't
Toys?
exist back
Yeah,
then.
that's
This
Hot
is Hot
Toys.
Toys.
Did they ever
Yeah.
release that?
Nah.
No.
That's one of those. Oh, okay.
No. That is the Hot Toys. It was shown for 2 years. This is 2015 when they had shown this one. This is probably the one that he scanned to copy, I'm guessing. But this was a beautiful piece. Yeah. Mario knows,
Interesting.
Optical knows, we know. We were there, Then we
Oh my
had
God.
this.
This guy, Johnny
Yeah?
Depp. I don't want to see this.
This was like $90 special back then.
Yeah,
They
this
couldn't,
guy
they
here,
still
this-
can't get rid of him.
They
Yeah.
were alternating
I
this.
can't get rid
Yeah.
of my mind.
What's her name from
Yeah.
Pirates? Where you buy something and then they'll just put it on the box. Here, you just get one free. It was
Mhm.
Angelica. Yeah, there you go.
I should have bought him.
You would, Doc. You would.
They, I guess the whole, like I said, I feel that the company has evolved. Something that in 2020 we ended up getting a new version of Hot Toys. The company I feel has evolved, and I can't help but notice that they keep going into the past. Things like the Mark II DeLorean, they're pulling things from the past. The Mark II DeLorean was a good example. I think I'm bitching about the Lone Ranger there. Now, at the time, this had not been released yet. In fact, this was not even in pre-order, so I was already complaining about this. This pre-order they had shown it for 2 years. The pre-order was not out yet for the Mark I. That's why it's on here, because I was complaining. I was also complaining about them not making Doc Brown, which we ended up getting. Look, we ended up getting a Doc Brown. This is me. How dare they not make a 1985 Doc Brown, right? Again, this video keeps pulling up in most of my viewers' algorithms because they're like, well, Danoby, you weren't going to get a Doc Brown. You weren't, this and that. I keep it up as a reminder. And then something else that pulls up from the past is this armory right here.
That's it.
History has a way of repeating itself. And this is me comparing it to my armory to what was shown at the show. Isn't that odd? Optical, how things from the past are starting to reemerge.
And it started, I would say around DX19, because we're all confused. It's like there's no anniversary or anything,
Yeah.
right? Like normally they would do that. There's a rhyme and reason for it. It was like, 20th anniversary of
Yeah.
Night Rises or whatever the case is. There's none.
Yeah.
And then it pulled up, and now this, kind of like, all right, are you guys running out of IP? Yeah, because let's be honest, like, Marvel is really not strong right now. I mean, the new iteration, right? The
Yeah.
Phase 5. We know Hot Toys was built under the foundation of Iron Man, which is out of sight, out of mind. Star Wars is there, but is it enough to keep them afloat? I don't know. Like, there's a lot of Star Wars figures that are, really not hot selling right now. So maybe they're trying to, I don't know, like, find something that would ignite the fire, perhaps. And they're going back to their roots. I mean, before Marvel, it was Dark Knight. That's what kind of got their foot in the door. The MMS 68, DX01. So maybe, maybe they're just looking for something that would put them back up there.
10 years later, Yost thankfully delivers on the 66 Batmobile. Who's to say that Hot Toys won't still deliver? That prototype still cost them money. They probably still have the blueprints and schematics. Who's to say they still won't be able to pull one out? Some of us would probably say no. I say I don't know. The whole point of this lesson is that I've noticed a trend with Hot Toys. They are going into the past. And a lot of things that I said that weren't going to happen back in 2015 are mysteriously being resurrected. And I never thought this armory would see the light of day, but it has. And to take a quote, you have to wonder what else was going to get drudged up. Because 10 years later, for Yost to deliver a 66 Batmobile at a total cost of average $1,800, I don't think it's worth it. But if Hot Toys was to make a 66 Batmobile at an average cost of what do their Batmobiles typically run? Between $600 to $700,
I think
right?
the number was about 6.
Right? So
Yeah, 6.
I'd be down. Right? I'd be down for a $600 66 Batmobile. I'd be cool for that. I'm not down for dropping $1,800 from Jazz Inc. No, I don't see the value there. Some may in the community may, but I do not. All I'm saying is that these are weird times to be a collector right now. And how quickly can things go south if Hot Toys was to announce a 66 Batmobile? You can say no, Danoby, it'll never happen. Stop. I probably agree with you, but they could do whatever the fuck they want, can't they? Right? So then what? I mean, what do you want the community rally? I mean, won't the community? Well, what's the first thing that would happen if Hot Toys releases a 66 Batmobile? Jazz Inc.'s version is better. It's pretty much what would happen, right? Right? And you know what I would tell them? This is what I would tell them.
Prime time, bitch! I've been guarding my gate for a long time, bitch.
Welcome to France.
Oh, it's pretty aggressive.
It's gonna get aggressive. You don't think you don't think it's gonna get nasty? You don't think the community is gonna get divided into another? Hell, it happened recently.
Oh,
I got to live it. Optical, remember when Hot Toys decided to reissue the '89 Batmobile, the Michael Keaton? How quickly did all the folks out there, who dropped $250 deposit on the Jazz Inc. all swore that their version was going to be better? Remember that shit?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, what do you think? The lesson is history is showing signs repeating itself. I'll give it to you, Optical. Do you think there's a small percentage or no percentage that we can potentially get a Hot Toys 66 Batmobile?
I think there is. Like right now, I guess let's start with RoboCop. Let's not even go to '89 Batman. Like when that RoboCop 3 came out of the blue, when was that announced? Like 2 years ago or so?
Yeah.
I was just like, okay. I mean, I'm happy because it was RoboCop, but I was just like, okay, this kind of doesn't align to the Star Wars, DC, Marvel that they're doing. And with this Batman, I mean, you can't even say that, hey, Dark Knight is in again, because they can't even get rid of DX19. Yet they're revisiting this. So, hey, maybe there's a trend going on here that there's somebody that posted there. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Batman 66 again and Robin. maybe just to gauge if they would release the Batmobile. Just like, oh,
I'm not trying to stir anything.
No, he means
This
the
is one of
Freddy
the
Krueger-
reasons.
He means the
This was
Freddy
one of the
Krueger
reasons I wanted Optical tonight. I wanted somebody from the old days. I'm like, I got it because I want to go back into the past. This is one of the reasons who lived it. And if I'm going to suggest something or imply something, I'd like to have my evidence with me. And this video that has been constantly been thrown into my face, I needed to make sure that it was shown on tonight's broadcast because Optical agrees. I agree. It's how are you going to feel? I mean, I think so. There's nothing that is stopping Hot Toys from releasing a 66 Batmobile. I think a lot of work was put into that prototype. I mean, shit, Optical didn't that look complete to me? Where was it back in the time?
I mean, if they already have, because they built it, obviously, so they might have, like the blueprint for it. And Yoast kind of opened the door for Hot Toys because, vehicles wasn't selling all that much back then, at least. But now Yoast kind of like maybe they step back and it's like, all right, there's a market for it now. And now with Mars Toys and their Joker, kind of like, all right, so there's still some interest in 60s. Actually, Mars Toys, I think they re-released or reissued that Joker. So what's stopping them from maybe it's like, hey, let's dip into that vehicle, kind of game and get some money out of it at the same time. So who knows?
Okay.
I think if you guys don't mind, I think if Hot Toys does release that, it's gonna piss off the collectors that actually have the originals because the trend that Hot Toys will do is if they release the figure, they're more likely gonna reissue the figures also. They're not gonna have the vehicle come out by itself. I doubt they're gonna have the vehicle come out by itself without reissuing those figures.
Oh yeah,
Hot Toys has been going so far.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna re-release it.
Exactly.
But it's not like they care about us. Like how many?
I know that. I know. I'm saying it's gonna. That's what I'm saying. But like for people who have the Jazz Inc. and they're satisfied with that, I wouldn't want people to make too much rumbling if you're worried about being, the figures being reissued. If you don't care about the figures being, I don't mind. I don't collect the 66. That was before my time. So,
but not only that, like the history. I mean, how many times they released?
I've never watched it, so I don't know.
I've
seen a few episodes
Mark 1
here and there.
Mark 1 has been released like 3 times now. So they didn't care for the first version or the V2, and now it's diecast. So that's not, collectors being pissed because they re-released 66. They're not going to lose sleep over that. I don't think so, at least.
I know one at least. We all know one. we all know one at least.
Did you hear? I wanted to see if I can pause it one more time here, because this overhead shot of this Hot Toys, that doesn't look like what Jazz Inc. put out. In fact, this to me, I think, looks more attractive than what I've seen overhead from what Jazz Inc. has popped out. I don't know. Maybe I'm a little bit biased. That's why I stopped it on there. There's a lot of color. There's a lot of texture. There's detail in this photo. I'm telling you, it's going to be another. It's not going to be pretty if Hot Toys pumps this out and folks out there convinced themselves to drop down $1,800. That's including shipping and any type of international tax, but it's on average. I've been told it's $1,800. And this was filmed in 1080p. And even at 1080p, the amount of detail you see in this overhead shot doesn't resemble anything as to what Jazz Inc. has pumped out. Yeah, I
Serious robots, but like no design I've ever seen.
Well, well. Aren't we the poor cousin?
Down here.
aiming for that.
Is that Battlestar Galactica? Is that Battlestar Galactica?
That's Lost in Space.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
That's Lost in Space. Look at Mario. They didn't reissue the Back to the Future figures with the Mark II DeLorean. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
They will.
They've given you plenty of evidence that history is repeating itself, and they see that folks in the community are beating off to this Cesar Romero Joker. Didn't Hot Toys have a Cesar Romero Joker prototype?
They did.
They did.
They
sure did.
It was a poor showing, to be fair to Hot Toys. Back then when 66 were released, no one bought it. I got it for like $110 or something like that for each. Sideshow was giving I don't know if you remember that Spectacular. They'll give you like codes, and it's like $90 off, no shipping, no
Man,
tax.
this is like history. It's crazy.
So it's just like, man, 110 each. They couldn't give it away. So that's why maybe they pulled the plug on this Batmobile and that Joker. But now, since I don't know if the crowd is, because back then we were Dark Knight, Predator, and Terminator, and then Marvel came along. So people were like, "Oh man, I don't want this anymore. I don't want the one-offs. I want team ups. Like I want this. It's gonna look uniform in my collection." So now the Terminators and the RoboCops were gone, replaced by Marvel and whatever it is that Marvel pumped out, and then Star Wars. And I think it's kind of like fashion trend. We're going back. It's going old school. It's kind of like it's retro. So now we're seeing this one-offs again, and I welcome it.
I welcome it too, because I missed out on half those things.
Yeah.
So give me the Emperor, please. Give me the. I know some people will be mad about that, but give me the Emperor.
Yeah. So let me see. You can die a slow death waiting for Howard to make a prototype. I'd rather enjoy what I can now. Look, if you are privileged to afford that luxury, I say more power to you. I do not, though. My job is to curate my collection as to the best way I love it, without breaking the bank and without sending us. And I would rather wait. I have learned in the years that I've been collecting, patience is a virtue, and I have, for some weird reason, always come out on top by just being very patient. Jumping at $1,800 on a vehicle, on a 1/6 scale vehicle, is to me not a smart decision. Especially since I have the experience of owning the Blitzway Ecto-1 at a cost of $1,400. The amount of detail, the amount of value, the experience I got with the Ecto-1 does not equate to what I had received through the Jazz Inc. experience. It's not me throwing shade. It's me speaking from experience. It's what it is. So going to that, we're gonna do the, here we go. We're gonna go to I want to pull up Cyborg. Nope, not you.
Dang it, Tonto, you tortured my mind.
I want to no. I want to I want to go to
again. Oh no, I'm looking at the replay.
Yeah, we're gonna go to photos here, but we're gonna focus on Cyborg. We're gonna do Cyborg next. Oh, and by the way, in case if any of you are wondering, they did a really good comparison too, by the way. This is a screenshot of the film. In case you're wondering, the similarities. Yeah, the similarities don't seem to be there. Is that?
His arms aren't that big. On the figure, his arms are way.
Hold on. Oh, go.
Don't do it, Nate. Please don't do it, Nate.
No, we're going to talk about. I had Kang as a backup just in case we didn't have enough topics. I had some thoughts about Kang, but this is just one of the screenshots on here, and then I want to focus on Cyborg here, because I got to say this right here is 2 years in the making. I pre-ordered this guy. This was a day one pre-order for me because I'm a big fan of the Zack Snyder film. This was July the 10th, I believe. I pre-ordered this. This was a day one pre-order, and holy shit, almost 2 years. This thing is finally out. I pre-ordered it. Everybody knows I'm getting it. P-Rock, are you getting it? I'll start off with you first.
All right, so I'm gonna start off saying this is a beautiful figure. I'm happy it finally came out. I started collecting Hot Toys, not collecting in general. I started collecting in general way before then, but Hot Toys was 2019. Yoda was my first figure from Attack of the Clones. So I missed out on the Justice League figures. So I can't, at this point right now, because I collect so many other things too, I can't see myself. I would love to get this figure, but it will haunt me every day because I will see it and I will want the other members. And I cannot see myself at this point going back to collect those figures at prices they were asking for. I know the price is going to go up, especially when he comes out too. So for the first time, I can actually say I'm jealous of the collectors who actually kept their Justice League figures. And I admire you guys for staying your ground and keeping those figures. And if you have them and you pick this figure up, man, pose the right way. It's going to be a beautiful display. And that's why I'm jealous. Because with these figures, you can actually pose. So unfortunately, I would love to pick them up, but I can't because it'll be torture to myself. But he looks amazing, man.
It does look good. How about you?
Someone send me the Justice League figures, please. Send me Justice League figures. Give me.
You getting it, Optical? You're not getting Cyborg, are you?
So you remember, I don't have I have a no po policy, but
Okay.
I broke it here because I felt like the exclusive edition is worth the price of pre-ordering. Like the extra head sculpt, because I do have every Justice League. I never want, it's like every single one of them from Wonder Woman. Like, I got all of them.
Do you really? Oh, good for you. Good for you.
I'm happy for you.
Even when they were selling high, I was just like, I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna take this. If I sell one, I might as well sell everything.
Yep.
So I was just like, oh, somebody's offering me a huge money back then for Flash, and I was just like, nah. So, and then I even doubled down and I took this, the 2-pack recently.
I want the 2-pack too. And that's another thing too is gonna stop me. It's like I'm gonna want and I can't.
Yeah, I mean,
not everybody held on. Not everybody held on to the Justice League. I
A lot
did.
of people didn't.
Yeah.
That's my fault because I bought the Batman that I have is the deluxe. So he doesn't have the hanger base, but I have a lot of those anyway. But
I love those bases. To me, that's what sold it.
Yeah, the hanger. I mean, it just kind of put them together. Like it's like one big puzzle. But yeah, I held on to them for this long, and when I saw that Cyborg, I was just I lost hope that they're gonna do Cyborg before Snyder Cut. I was like, all right, I mean, it's still Justice League without Cyborg, so I kind of held on to it. I didn't buy that Cyborg. Speaking of what you were talking about earlier, remember that Cyborg, Danoby?
That's the statue. Yes, that's
no,
the
not the statue. The custom one that was being made by this.
That's right.
Yeah, the one who took off with the money and all that stuff.
Yes, he got busted. Yeah, Warner Brother officers came and paid him a visit, and that's right. There was a custom for those of you who aren't aware.
Iron Geek or something.
Iron Geek, or he was taking $500-$600 deposits.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm just showing you one of the hacks
that Wonder Woman. That's too pretty to give up.
Yeah. Well,
I did pick that up.
It's interesting because once I figured out how to pull this mountain bracket, I figured I was going to have Cyborg right next to her, and then 2 days later, Cyborg drops. So I'm like, that's cool because I want Cyborg to be in flight mode. I'm still going to have his base because I think the base is pretty badass, but I'm going to have him just hovering, and then that's the Prime one, Black Suit Superman. So I'm a big fan of the Zack Snyder Justice League film. I've seen it I've seen it by 3 or 4 times, and it's a 4-hour film, but I love it. And I just wanted to kind of just do a recap of my collection that, I never abandoned the Justice League. And I wasn't sure if you abandoned it because I was always passionate. To me, I knew the film wasn't well received, but I felt it was a part of history. Like, we're never going to see these figures again. And I want to captivate that. See, this was what Mario says here is the norm. I almost sold up. Optical talked. Oh, okay. So Mario, you did keep yours. Well, good for you, because a lot of the veterans like us, we ended up abandoning the Justice League, and not me, man. You did.
The offers were tempting too back then because the Batmans were selling for 400, 500, and I was just like, But I'm thinking if I sell one, I gotta sell all of them. There's no point in keeping, I at least I'm like that. So I was just like, man, I got like, how many Batmans are there? I think there's 2, the tactical and then this Batman. So I was like, I'm already too deep. I'm not gonna sell this. And I'm thinking that way even before the Snyder cut. It was the Joss Whedon cut, and and I was just like, you know what? It's not the best movie that I've seen, but it's not horrible. But again, this is the DC version of the first Avengers.
Yep.
And the figures are not dated. So I was just like, you know what? As a standalone figures, they look great. They're not expensive back then. I don't think there were taxes back then.
Like 205, 210. They really were not. Yeah.
So I was just like, you know what? Why not? I'll just keep them around. And it paid off because we got Cyborg now. So
yeah. I really thought and this is, and so it's different though, because when you hear people talking about Cyborg, going back to this guy right now, and you find out that they had the collection and they sold it, then your opinion now has been skewed because you decided to abandon the collection. So having that stigma and then discussing the future of Cyborg, well, then I can see why you would not be interested in purchasing Cyborg now. this is one of those figures that it's going to be really hard to listen to people's opinions simply based on where they stand in their collection. So if you're talking about it optical, well, you're going to be a big pro about it because you decided to stick with it. I stuck with the Justice League, but then yet when you listen to other streamers and collectors who never moved forward with the line at the time or had the figures at the time and ended up liquidating it, and their opinions towards a Cyborg release are now a little bit skewed. It's just one of those things that as an audience member, you really, really have to listen to both sides of the story. And I'm sure the folks who are probably against the Cyborg figure, from their point of view, they may have a good solid foundation as to why not moving forward. Well, I'm not into DC anymore, or I'm focusing on Star Wars. That's perfectly fine. I think it was well worth the wait. I think these prototypes are fantastic. I can't wait to get this thing home. I'm hoping Sideshow charges us immediately and ships us. I can't imagine them keeping us waiting for this, because this thing is fantastic, man.
I know it got delayed, and I probably could have canceled it because today I looked it up on Tim Sen. I was just because I want it now, so I was just like, man, Tim Sen has it for like $380. It's like the same price if I get it, including tax and shipping. I was just like, man. But I was just like, no, I'm not gonna lose a NRD for a few days. Stick with it.
Yeah, and as to how any of the audience members feel, let's say about Ezra Miller,
that figure looks nice. I like that figure looks.
To me, that's in the same vein as Michael Jackson and his past allegations. Look, I have some of his vinyl. I enjoy his music. I enjoy his art form. So I don't give a shit as to what Ezra Miller. He hasn't been. Has he been tried? Has he been charged? Or is it just, I don't think so.
No, I don't think he got.
I don't think so.
Anyway, he's weird, but
he's weird, but
he's out
there. Until people to be weird. So.
Yeah. So until something gets proven in court, it's a lot of baloney out there. So it's just one of those things that Ezra Miller, I think, is a very good Flash. So, but again, everybody is entitled to their own opinion.
Not a fan of his running, but he's a good Flash.
I don't understand how somebody breaking the time speed would be able. I never understood that argument, P-Rock. I never understood that.
It just felt
never understood that.
In the comics, he didn't do that. He was always like this.
The comics weren't animated. It was a panel where he had his legs squat open, spread eagle, right?
But like the hand thing, that just bothered me. I was like, why is he like? It's like he's flapping his hand.
Does the running bother you, optical?
I was like, oh, whatever, man. It's super slow motion.
He didn't do it all the time. The good thing is he didn't do it all the time. I was like, all right, it didn't bother me that, but it was just when he did do it, I was like, what the hell is he doing?
It never bothered me.
DJN,
thank you so much for the super chat.
Wow, thank you so much for the super chat. Danoby extends his gratitude for your support. Trust knowing your contribution helps. Bye-bye.
Always appreciated. Didn't Nate sell his Justice League? See, I don't know. I don't know if Geeking Out sold his Justice League. No, Nate hasn't. Look at this. Look at the finger pointing, P-Rock. It's happening in the chat here. People pointing fingers to who has the Justice League and who doesn't.
Yes, I already came out and said I don't have him. I wish I did have him.
There you go. There you go.
What?
Ezra has been charged, so we're just waiting on his court date, I guess. Right? I'm guessing that's what it is. The trial. Is there a trial? I'm sure he's going to say not guilty, right? It's going to carry on for years.
Yeah.
You know the American justice system takes for years. So by then we're going to have the Flash 2, right? Flashpoint forever. It'll be Flashpoint forever or something like that.
So, as of right now, they said this is going to be the part where they break up everything. But if it does do good in box office, I think they're going to change their mind a little bit.
So who's staying? Is it Momoa staying, right? For now.
Well, no, supposedly he's staying now, but he's going to be in Lobo, supposedly, from they've been saying.
Yeah, I don't know about his Aquaman 2 movie. That's not gonna.
Black Manta's the best part of that movie. Or at least the first movie.
What is this? Lies of time. Lies. Lies. I have the Justice League figures except for Wonder Woman and Flash. I do have the Golden Armor Deluxe. Lies. I tell you, lies. Oh man. Yeah, I can't. This is. I hope they charge us. Look at that. Look at that. The team. Look at that.
Yeah.
You know everybody who doesn't have this Flash. You know they're hurting. Isn't he? Is he Grail? Has he doubled in price? I haven't even checked.
I haven't
No,
checked either.
No.
I
Is
don't
that
watch
true?
it.
he's up there. It's like 350, I believe.
Okay.
350.
All right.
I don't watch
Yeah.
it.
I'm still very pro him. I think it's still gonna be pretty good. So I seems like everybody seems to be. Look at this shot here. I love this shot right here. Hold on. This is a cool.
That is
photo.
nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Where's the
See,
Hidalorian?
the Snyderverse actually gave him more character too, and that's what made me want to get it even more.
Yeah.
Like, it kind of
Him and Flash.
Yeah, the
Yeah, they
Flash,
were good.
Yes,
They were redeemed.
They
That should've came
were.
out, man.
They were
That should
good.
have been the original movie.
Yeah, they were really, really good.
I don't mind 4 hours. I love
Yeah,
that.
I thought they did a really, really good job on this one. And what else do we have here? I'm going to touch on this really quick. Is there anybody interested in this thing?
Oh,
One
God,
scale
no.
Grogu. I'm not going to spend too much time on this.
No.
Any?
No,
I didn't
No.
even pick up the other one.
I got
so.
I got the other one, but I could see maybe cosplayers if people want to do cosplay. I could see maybe them picking up because the pram.
Yeah.
But I'm fine with the original one. I don't need to get two. I don't need two Grogu's in my collection.
Yeah,
Two life-size Grogu's.
Yeah,
Just
I'm
make
with
them
you.
all the other figures.
I 100%. I have no hate towards this. I have no distaste, but the problem is I already have a 1/1 scale Grogu, and I already have a pram for my 1/1 scale Grogu, so I don't need a duplicate. I have the pram that was released by Mattel Collections in their Kickstarter, which opens up. Do you guys remember that?
No.
I didn't even know about that.
You didn't know about that?
No,
No. Here,
I know
Hold on.
HasLab does Kickstarter. I don't know Mattel does.
hold
it
on.
too.
Let me see if I can do. Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
I remember
This
doing
guy
a
right
video
here.
of it.
This right there. That
Ooh,
big ass
okay.
pram?
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and the 1/1 scale Grogu's inside. Now, the only reason it's closed is because Loki likes to go in there and keep his nose. And I know one day if I leave it open, Grogu's going to be missing.
Scratched up. Or yeah.
Yeah. So that's the only reason he's locked up in there. I'm like, I gotta get shields up on this because Loki's going to come in here sniffing around and he's going to grab Grogu. I'm like, where's my Grogu? And he's going to be, in the backyard buried or some shit. So. So, but yeah, this looks cool, but no, I can't. No, and I get it. In this season 3 of Mandalorian, man, they added extra fluff and sugar to make Grogu look adorable, didn't he? Right?
Flips
They
and
were-
backflips and all kinds of
They
stuff.
were, yeah. They're like, how did we make this little cat extra cuter? We got to sell some more Grogu merch.
No, yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Even that little rescue scene when he has to rescue his boy Din Djarin and he's there racing in the pod, it's like, man, they're gonna milk us, boy. But no, none for me. I don't know how the audience feels on this, but again, I don't need duplicates. P-Rock, you said no optical. This is not your cup of tea.
No,
Right?
no.
Yeah. And then the biggest threat we got going on after this is probably going to be the start of the Attack of the Clones R2-D2. And this to me says a lot. This was I day one pre-ordered R2. This is R2-D2 Attack of the Clones with all its gadgets and the thrusters. I actually day one pre-ordered this. It was May 10th or something. I think it's my pre-order spreadsheet. I'll tell you right now when I pre-ordered this. May 5th. Oh, it was the day after May 4th. This was a May 4th drop. And this just dropped in Hong Kong in less than a year. And I've been saying this moving forward that a lot of these mid 2022 pre-orders, Hot Toys is going to aggressively move forward to get them out within a year's time. And this is one of the perfect examples where expect a lot of this stuff, especially during May 4th. Because May 4th had 4 drops last year? Didn't C-3PO drop last year too? The Attack of the Clones? See, it was 4 drops, wasn't it? I think it was.
Yeah.
The R2D the C-3PO Attack of the Clones, the one that looked like
With
That's rusted.
Yeah,
and
the
rust,
rust.
yeah,
Yeah,
the
and
silver
the,
Yeah.
and the, yeah, and R2 isn't R. Was it?
Yeah. Yeah. And did the clone pilot drop the same day too? Yeah.
It's
See, thank you.
in a year.
Yeah, I remember there was 4 drops on May 4th for Attack of the Clones. It was like a big week. And it's what? It's 420 and R2's already out. And I'm guessing Sideshow's going to be quickly charging on. They want folks' money. They clearly want to get paid. I'm excited about this drop in Hong Kong, but I'm also a little bit worried because I know May 4th was a big day. Battle Droid, thank you. It was a big ass day.
Right.
It was a big day. And I have the Battle Droid on day 1 pre-order. And so I have a lot of this stuff. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. This May 4th stuff is dropping in Hong Kong already. Wait a minute now. This has me, what's going on here now? Right? This is the days of the 2-year pre-order drops are coming to an end. Cyborg was one of my oldest pre-orders. He was approaching 2 years. And my second oldest pre-order is this chick. If any of you
WandaVision.
Oh, look at you. Look at you. Look at you. You're absolutely look at you. I was pulling it up to see and I was gonna quiz you, and it's WandaVision.
WandaVision, yeah.
Yep, WandaVision. Yeah, she's pushing over 2 years. Yeah. And she was I enjoyed the show. She's a day 1 pre-order for me. And I think after her release, we're almost at 90% back at 1-year deliveries. So once we get Cyborg, once we get WandaVision, everything seems to be on the norm as far as year deliveries. This is what I've been saying. This is what some of us in the community are saying. I know this is what like Six Hill Mafia and a few others, Nate geeking out. 2022 pre-orders moving forward. Expect a year's delivery. If you're not going to buy it, don't pre-order it. There you go. I knew Professor Mario was going to correct one of us. There were 5 announcements on May 4th. R2-D2, C-3PO, Battle Droid, Clone Pilot, and Clone Trooper. Look at that. Majority of those announcements, I have the Clone Pilot. I have the Clone Trooper already. All in less than a year. Did you pre-order R2-D2 optical?
No, I have one R2, and I always felt that was enough.
Okay.
I'm surprised actually that the Clone Trooper is less than a year then, right? Like this Clone Trooper.
Yes.
Is that the
Clone-
one
Those two right there.
was referring to?
Yep, the Clone Troop. That
Those
one there, the Clone Troop. Yeah, it's like 10
Pilot's
months because I
Oh,
got
wow.
mine. Yeah. The Clone
But
Pilot.
those are, but in a way, those are quicker for them to do because they kind of have those bodies done already.
Right.
The 501st
Yeah.
and everything.
Right,
So
right.
it's quicker to produce those.
Same with R2, I suppose, because is it like all die-cast now, or is it just the same way, just the dome?
It's supposed to be a variant of the R2 Deluxe that was released, except this R2 now has extra gadgets. And he
Okay.
has extra gadgets and he has missing gadgets from the Deluxe.
Mhm.
One of the obvious ones here is the thrusters on
Right.
the legs that he flies. And he has some appendages that are included in this one that were not included in the Deluxe. So I don't have the Deluxe. Out of all I love the Star Wars droids, but I never got around to buying the R2 Deluxe, which is the last version of R2.
Mhm.
This one here, absolutely coming home. He's still prepped up with a lot of features on here. And yeah, Braden, this is probably going to be posed in flight mode. I'm probably going to have this guy in flight mode. I don't know if the fire thrusters are illuminated, but I would like to explore the possibilities of lighting it up with a USB feature. So, and the pilots, those aren't they sold out already? Aren't they waitlist? Clone Pilot,
Yeah.
Clone Trooper, that's all waitlist already. You can't even buy that now on Sideshow. That's all. Those figures are chase. I want to say the Clone Trooper, the basic vanilla Clone Trooper, is already commanding up $50 or $75 above its retail price.
That's still waitlisted, right? Like
It's still waitlisted, and then on eBay, it's I want to say $330 on average is what they're selling for.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the old days of Hot Toys, right? Optical. That's what it used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not getting any of the clone troopers or clone pilot, are you?
No, I thought honestly I thought that clone trooper is gonna stick a while because it's a
Also,
regular clone trooper, and I was just like, because we do play Battlefront, and we're just like, all right, if it goes on the normal trend that we see for clone troopers, they go for like 180, 175.
Yeah.
It was like if it goes down that way, then I might pick one up, and it's still on wait list. So I'm like, all right, I guess that's not gonna happen, but I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. Is it? I mean, are you going to chase it afterwards, or you're done? Are you
No,
moving
no,
forward?
I'm okay. Yeah.
Okay. How about you, P-Rock? You're not touching the clone trooper, clone pilot, R2?
no,
any of this?
I'm same as optical right there. I was hoping because the 501st is still around, so I was like, oh, not the
Everybody thought that.
yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I kind of thought that. I was like, it's
Yeah.
like, all right. So I'll
Yeah.
wait, and I get the military discount if I could buy from such. Usually I buy from a different route, but usually if I go, and then that's not for pre-orders, only for actual items in stock. So I was gonna wait for it. I was like, all right, I get the discount for it. So I kind of slipped that, but I'm pretty sure I'll probably get it eventually, at least one of them. The pilot I could probably miss out on, but I want the trooper. R2, I didn't wait long enough. I ended up getting the sideshow one that has the kind of same weathering. So I don't, since they've recently announced the 40th one, the new clean version of R2, I'm gonna wait for that one because I don't need, kind of like Grogu, I don't need too many versions.
Clean
of R2.
version. I'm sorry, I misunderstood you. What clean version of R2?
Wasn't it? Did they announce like the one for the 40th?
No. The only R2 that's on pre-order right now. That's actually
No, not
Isn't
pre-order
this
yet,
guy-
but I could be wrong there. Isn't there's Attack of Clones, and is there like one from that's coming out with C-3PO? The 40th C-3PO.
this
coming out?
is the one you're supposed to pair up with Return of the Jedi C-3PO. As
This is
far
not
as
the
I'm
clone.
aware.
Oh, my bad. That's why I'm nice.
As
man.
far
I
as
thought you were
I'm
talking about the
aware
clones
of.
one. This is not the Attack of the Clones one, right? We're talking about here. This
What
is
we're looking at here is the Attack of the Clones R2D2 that went into pre-order May 4th of last year that just got dropped a couple days ago in Hong
but
Kong.
now with the silver C-3PO.
With the silver C-3PO, it's this one here.
I don't want the silver C-3PO. That's what I'm saying. I don't want the silver C-3PO.
Okay.
Oh, you want the 40th?
Yeah,
You
that's
want
what
the
I'm saying.
40th.
That's what I'm saying. I want the 40th. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I want the 40th.
So you think okay, so you're under the impression that they may release a 40th Return of the Jedi R2D2 is what you're
Because
saying.
they did C-3PO, so they usually do them together. So I'm pretty sure they're gonna do it.
Didn't they use this version to pose with the with Return of the Jedi? See, there's
my
a
thing
bit
is I
of
already have one that
yeah.
like to me. Maybe my shades. I don't
No,
know. This
I
is
know,
not
but-
fully clean. That's what I'm
You know,
saying.
I know what you're talking about. There was those promotional photos with C-3PO Return of the Jedi that showed an R2 unit, and
Or
everybody
even
just
even
assumed-
like even the one with Luke too. Like I'm saying, they showed a clean
Yeah.
one. I want the clean one. I want the like even when they show a Luke, I know that's a different one. Like the original one they showed, like
yeah.
I want the clean, like the perfectly pristine clean R2. I already have one that's somewhat weathered. I have the sideshow one, so as I'm saying, I don't need another R2D2. I want the clean one because I already have a weathered one, so I can wait.
Okay, so you're talking about this one here. I just pulled it up. This is the one you're talking about. This dirty ass. This is the Attack of the Clones one right here.
Yeah,
Right?
that's what
This
I'm talking about now too, right?
This one. Here we go. Okay, so this is the one that just got released. That right there is the R2D2 Attack of the Clones right there. That's the one that just got released.
That's
And
not the one we're
then-
talking about right now.
Yeah, that's the one we're talking about. And then they did this one here. But what I think is confusing everybody, and I'm pulling up the stats here, is that this R2,
Is it the
I
same?
think it's the exact
No,
same
see, I
one.
want the one that's with Luke. That's what I'm trying to say. The one they show with the Mando Luke. Which one's that one?
Oh, the one with the one that just got released. The Mando Luke.
Like the Mando Luke. Remember the promo pictures they showed the Mando Luke with Grogu, and he has R2
Oh,
with
the
him?
R5 unit. You're talking about the R5 unit. Is it the R5?
No,
No, R2.
the R2, the Mando Luke. Remember
The Mando.
pull up the Mando Luke.
Hold on.
How much version R2 that is? But that's the R2. I want
Okay,
the-
maybe I'm confusing
the
myself,
clean
but are you referring to this one here, the R5?
No. Pull up the picture of the Mando Luke from the deluxe Mando Luke.
That could have been the Force Awakens Luke. I mean, the Force Awakens R2. I don't have access to it. If you got
Alright,
it,
but I was to say I already
Yeah.
have one that's somewhat wet. I want to get the one that's
Okay.
completely clean. So that's what I'm trying to say. So that
Yeah.
one to me is not
Mhm,
completely
mhm.
clean. So I'm skipping that one. That's what I was trying to
yeah.
say.
Okay.
I already have one somewhat weather. I couldn't wait. I didn't think they were gonna do it. So went the sideshow route. That
Yeah. So I know what Dylan is. Tinfoil, yeah. So there was a bit of confusion as to, and I kind of agree with Dylan. Tinfoil had people claim the R2 in the Return of the Jedi photos was a new R2. I am not knowledgeable enough to know that. And there is a bit of confusion. I know exactly what you mean, Dylan. They showed that R2 and they assumed that we would be getting a 40th Return of the Jedi R2. What I think they did is they used the Attack of the Clones R2 for the photo shoots to promote Return of the Jedi C-3PO. I think that's what happened. Yeah. I mean, because this right here, even the saw blade here, you can see it in the Return of the Jedi R2 that was being shown. So, as far as I can tell, we only have one R2, and I think that I think he's on wait list already, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Even if you wanted to buy this R2, he's sold out or he's on wait list.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you got, he sent me a photo here. Ah, that one there. Okay. I see the photo here. That one there. But Nate sent it here. Let me see if I can pull up this photo here. Hold on.
All I know is the one that they showed with Luke is not available right now. So I'm hoping.
Yeah. So let me see if I can pull this up here. Here you go. I added it onto the library. And then where is it? Where are you? Oh, there it is down there.
There it is.
This one here, right?
Yes.
But I think the problem with this one is I think it's the Force Awakens R2.
That's what I'm saying. I don't care. That's the only clean one that they have so far. So I will take that one. That's what I'm saying. I know it's not available anymore because
he's cheap though. I think not cheap. Well, he's cheaper than the regular R2s now. You can almost buy him at retail now because everybody wants the deluxe versions now.
I hate buying used. If I find them brand new, I'll get them brand new.
Yeah.
I said I just want a clean one. I already have one that's somewhat weathered. I don't need two that are like that. I need just a clean one, like the R2D2. I want a clean R2D2 also.
Confirmed. Speculation. There you go. Did you see that? I think there's a dent in the R2 dome with the Return of the Jedi 3PO. That dent doesn't exist on the Attack of the Clones R2. New Return of the Jedi R2 confirmed. Yeah, I don't know. Just get the life size. Look at this guy.
Get the life size. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. I
love that.
Yeah. I never assume anything until something's, especially with Hot Toys right now, because they're still trending at above 130 pre-orders. So I never assume anything's guaranteed until it's officially in pre-order. You're not touching any of the Attack of the Clones then, Optical, are you? You're just, this shit's, all this stuff is going on wait list now. This is.
No, not at all. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed that even the R2, I think the wait list is full. The C-3PO waitlisted as well.
Yeah. There's no dragging your feet anymore on some of this stuff. It's either pre-order or bust. And this was something that I was kind of aware of last year. Again, not counting 2020 or 2021 pre-orders, but it seemed after, like, let's say May 4th, pre-orders moving forward, man, everything started to go to waitlist. This was around the same time we started to see Peacemaker. Remember Peacemaker went into waitlist, and a lot of this stuff went into waitlist.
Another one I wanted.
Yeah. Force Awakens. Well, Force Awakens would be more affordable now, below retail. See, I don't know, because I've seen the Force Awakens R2 still go for $299 or $285, and that's and the Force Awakens one is the basic one. That's all you get with that one.
I don't even have Luke yet either, so I could wait a little bit longer. I have an R2 already, so I already have one to go with my shelf, so I could wait until I get Luke at least. When I get Luke, maybe I'll be forced to get him quicker or something.
So most online retailers are going to be sold out. I know Big Bad Toy Store is sold out on all this Attack of the Clone stuff, Alter Ego, Sideshow, but all else fails. Mario is right, though. You can check your local comic book shop, because I know Torpedo Comics here in Las Vegas, on occasion, they do get additional stock at retail. So that is an alternative. That's if you want to. I don't know how hard any of you are going with the Attack of the Clones. I'm 100% in. I don't want to miss out on any of this. Everything for Attack of the Clones is I'm loving it. I got the clone pilot. I got the clone trooper. I'm 100% invested for Return of the Jedi. How are you feeling with the 40th anniversary optical?
I'm probably going to pick up two. I'm looking at the Attack of the Clones lineup, and at least Anakin is still there. So I was just like, all right, I'm gonna get that. I was surprised that Battle Droid is waitlisted too. That's another thing that we thought was like, me and the guys were like, all right, let's pick it up because it's in the game. Well, I was just like, it's 190, not too bad. But I was just like, all right, it's waitlisted full. But yeah,
did you pre-order it?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
But Anakin for sure. That is, if I didn't get this Anakin, that's probably the one that's gonna sting because it does look good. Windu, is he from? Yeah, we don't know.
I haven't pre-ordered Mace Windu yet. I'm waiting for the alerts to come up. If I can avoid being painted into a corner, I'm going to try to. How about you, P-Rock? Are you going?
Yeah, I'll definitely have to get Mace. Get Mace, Anakin, Padme. Probably that's about it.
This is the line that's gonna. I mean, this line is already showing chase pricing, so there's not going to be. I guess we can't drag our feet anymore. Optical, I guess, is where I'm going with this. It's either you're in or you're fucking out. You're missing out. I mean, this is the first wave of the Attack of the Clones, and it's already showing, I think, ridiculous chase pricing. A clone trooper is not worth $350 on eBay, but that's what they're selling for. A basic vanilla clone trooper is not worth that much, but people are paying that. And if that's not the telltale sign, because at this point, I wouldn't tell anybody to. I mean, I like to give out the best advice I can to the audience. I would say moving forward with Return of the Jedi line and the Attack of the Clones line, look, folks, if you want this shit, pre-order it.
See,
I don't know what else to say.
I'm waiting for that military discount, so I'm like you.
Yeah.
If I get that, I hear that low list and the ones I really want, I'm gonna pre-order them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait till like the last minute if I can.
Yeah, it's a gamble right now because
it's a nasty gamble.
It's a gamble. I mean, we don't know yet because all of these guys are pre-orders, and we've seen it before where it's pre-order and then they pull out this, wait list full and all that. It has happened to me. We're talking about the past with Batman, Star-Lord. Is it happening again? I don't know. The first indication was the clone trooper because it's still waitlisted. So maybe that's the sign, and it's already been released, I believe, right? Like it's released and it's waitlisted. So maybe it's changing the way, but it's one figure so far. If they show me like 4 or 5, then maybe that's where I'm going back to the pre-ordered model that I've been doing, that I've done in the past 7 years. But I'm gonna, because so far the one that's waitlisted, at least in the Attack of the Clones, are the ones that I don't like. So it doesn't really, doesn't affect me whatsoever. But like I said, once Anakin, the more popular one, starts being waitlisted, and then it releases and it's still waitlisted, I know there's other avenues out there. This is not like 2015 where you can only buy from Sideshow. There's so many. There's Tim Sand. There's a lot of things.
There is.
Yeah. So I'll wait till and I'll wait and see. But the ones that I don't like, kind of like, all right, it's cool. I'll get it if it goes on sale. I'm not, not gonna chase on that. But we'll see. Maybe, hopefully, our figures would have value again.
Yeah, I'm not making it up with the clone trooper. This ridiculous clone trooper, that's what they're fetching, and that's why I as a member of the community, I really am doing my best to give out the best advice. And I'm telling you, so we've gotten 2 batches of Attack of the Clones. The first batch has shown aggressive selling out in waitlist, and then the second batch is Mace Windu, Padme, Anakin, right? Those figures look like they're going to be some phenomenal, gorgeous pieces. And I know it's always been, let's wait. Hey, I'm with you folks. I say let's wait, but once the signs of low batch and low inventory, I would rather deal with Sideshow's extra shipping and tax than to deal with the secondary market, because at $350 for a clone trooper, I still have to pay taxes on eBay, and a clone trooper is not worth that much, but that's what people are paying for. The other one that's climbing as high is the clone pilot. And I'm going to tell you something. I have the clone pilot, and that's a beautiful piece at retail. The clone pilot is a beautiful piece at retail. Is it worth what it's going for on eBay for 3 and change, 333, 34? No. I'm not looking back, Optical. If this stuff, if I don't get it at retail, I move forward.
Yeah.
I'm moving forward. I don't have time for this. I can't. There's just too much I want, and it's not a good business practice to follow. If I miss the opportunity to buy it at retail, even with coupons or something, and then it's being chased considerably on the secondary market or Macari or so forth.
So I'm going for that below retail. That's how I was going.
Yeah. I think the Return of the Jedi C-3PO is beautiful. I think what they showed us is going to be fantastic. And I feel very positive it's going to go into waitlist very soon. It'll probably go into waitlist before it gets dropped. Remember, this is our first time owning a Hot Toys protocol droid. And the last time we've gotten a really nice, good quality protocol droid was almost 10 years ago through Tamashii Nations. Bandai. Remember? The Chigogan C-3PO that retailed for $399. That everybody was
back then.
Oh, yeah.
Back then, that was expensive.
I was extremely expensive back then. I still don't know how I pulled that off, but it was very expensive, and I had it on pre-order. Yeah. It was a pain in the butt. Yeah, it was.
I remember, but even a diecast, the first diecast Iron Man was Mark 42, and that was $315.
The first diecast Iron Man was the Iron Patriot.
Well, he's not Iron Man, right? You know what? It might even be.
You said Mark 42. Mark 42. That's different. That was the Iron Patriot. Was the first one.
Are you sure? I think it's the War Machine.
Sure. It was War Machine. It was Iron Patriot.
No, the War Machine. That's kind of like.
Oh, you know what? Bullshit. I'm wrong too.
It's the War Machine.
The gray version.
The gray War Machine.
The gray War Machine. You're right.
The War Machine.
Right.
I know. I remember it. I was excited for that. I bought that. And I was just like, all right, this feels cool. And that was, I think, 305 or 315.
Yeah, that was expensive.
Could it be more than that? Yeah.
Yeah, it was expensive back in the day. Yeah, it sure as shit was. And let's see. We talked about R2, Batman, and then I wasn't sure about this guy. This was why I added it on. I'm not gonna deal too much with his situation outside, right? He's being accused of a lot. I'm not gonna point fingers at him. What I'm more interested is how collectors are reacting to because this is not a Marvel Legends. This is not a $25 action figure. This is a $300 piece here that we're looking at here. And I was wondering how the situation with the actor's personal life affects collectors moving forward with a pre-order. If it's something that they would cancel, if they're still on board or if they're still out of it. I'm still on board. I'll start off by saying the best thing out of Ant-Man, Wasp, and Quantumania was Jonathan Majors. I thought he helped save this film. I'm still on board for this figure. In fact, if anything, if the actor's personal life does go south, I probably would a little bit embarrassed, maybe enjoy the figure more because it's gonna go down in infamy type situation. So I'm still on board on this. P-Rock, I don't know if you were for the figure, if you were against the figure, or just simply, do you think what's happening outside of the actor's life would affect collectors moving forward? I'll start off with you, P-Rock.
All right, so I don't do the MCU, mostly like the comic book based or video game stuff. So I did not pre-order this because I don't do the MCU stuff. If I did, I would not let it affect me. If I had a pre-order ready, I would not care about that. For example, Cara Dune, that's another character which I wish they would make because I don't give a crap about their personal life or their whatever beliefs they have. If I enjoy the character, I enjoy the figure, I'm gonna pre-order it and just. I'm not putting it in my collection as the actual actor. I'm putting it as if I bought this, I'll have the blue mask on, the face shield on. I'm putting it for the character, not for the actor. I never use my head sculpts. I always use the mask because that's what I like, the character, not the actor.
Fair enough. How about you, Optical? Were you for the figure, against the figure, or if you were never interested in the figure, do you think the outside actor's life would affect collectors moving forward as far as purchasing this figure?
Same like you. Like I like Michael Jackson. I don't care what he does in his personal life. You know, I own his music. I watched wrestling. I like Chris Benoit. He's a bad guy.
Yes.
You know,
WWE
I
race,
enjoyed his matches. I know it's kind of like counterproductive to say that, kind of like borderline, kind of like, what is wrong with you? Why are you supporting this guy? But like that's why what I associate with, not what they do outside of the TV screen. On top of that, this is a very good figure. I mean, for is it 280?
It's like 285 plus, and so with tax and shipping, it's a little over 300. I was just rounding it off to it is a $300 figure. He's not cheap. He's $300. Yeah.
The thing too is that I mean we talked about this in another stream, but the price of this, I mean, the price of everything that was announced this year is more than fair, because even with Thor: Love and Thunder is what, 315?
Yeah.
And it has one head sculpt. This has two head sculpts with a gimmick, so to speak, the light up eyes, and a 280. And it has purse, and it looks phenomenal. So if anything, I don't know, like initially I was just like, all right, this is not the actual Kang. I haven't seen the movie, so I was like, I'm just gonna wait for the Avengers Kang. And it looks like it's not gonna happen
in this, man. He was
He
the
does
best thing
look
out
good.
of
It
the
looks close to
film.
the comic,
That's
too,
what I
close to the
heard.
comic
Like he's
also.
the only reason. Yeah, like he's the only reason for Ant-Man and Wasp.
Yeah, that movie was so hokey, but every time he was on the screen, you're like, you can breathe better at the film, because he was, everybody else treated the film like a joke, not him. He thought he was on stage, quoting Shakespeare and shit. He treats like he really was a real baddie. So I can't just this guy, this comedy.
That's a big dude right there.
I gotta. All right, you get 10 points. That's messed up. Trying not to. So that's messed up. Again, it's not fair to. I mean, he hasn't been charged with anything, and people are pointing fingers. He was the best thing. We don't get a lot of villains in the Marvel or DC or in any type of world. I think it's a great head sculpt. I think everything about this figure is just badass. So it doesn't affect me moving forward, even though I understand that Loki season 2 has been filmed with him. It's complete.
Yeah.
Did you hear that? So
yeah, I heard he just got done like shooting it or something like that.
Yeah, it's done. So
got arrested.
yeah, I who do you if Disney gets rid of him? I mean, who do you think would replace him? I don't even.
There's the good news is there's a lot of time between now and they haven't even shot it yet.
Yeah,
so there's a lot of time. Maybe something gets sorted out. It's just not looking good for him, because initially he was like the female retracted, all the allegations, but now everyone dropped him. So just like, all right, maybe they know something we don't.
It's hard nowadays.
Yeah. I just don't know moving forward what Disney's going to do, because he's clearly going to get recast, right? I mean, who's going to play him? Don Cheadle? Every time, every time a black actor acts up, you get Don Cheadle to replace him.
Terrence Howard.
Remember Terrence Howard? You remember? Remember who's the actor? The actor that plays Finn. Maybe Finn can take over. What's his name?
Oh, John Bodega or something like that.
John Bodega.
Do you think he can take over?
I don't know. He's kind of shorter. He's a lot shorter though.
Right?
Bulk up or something.
Maybe bulk up or something.
He's got some splints or something. He's short.
I don't know. Maybe John. I mean, because Don Cheadle can't replace everybody every time someone acts up.
So I give Disney credit, man, because like the way they've done the other villains, like he looks almost identical to the comics.
Maybe
I do
John,
like that. Like I was tempted to buy this because he looks like the comic.
He looks bad. Look, he was, and then you know what's crazy too, and I said this: the best scenes out of the Quantumania were the 2 cut scenes at the end of the film. Those are the 2 best things to me. The Council of Kangs, and then seeing Tom Hiddleston interact with Kang in the past was really cool. But yeah, maybe Finn, John Boyega. I mean, somebody's gonna replace him. He's gonna get Don Cheadled out. He's done. He's done.
Oh my gosh.
What would it take to get you to come back to do Finn again?
In what?
I mean, I don't know if Finn is.
You ain't gonna Disney Plus me.
Oh, there you go. He's out.
Yeah, he's out.
He's out. He's not coming back.
You're not gonna call him back.
This cat said you're not gonna Disney Plus me.
He's out.
Denzel Kang. Oh, you know what?
Kevin Hart. He's
Not
killing them.
Denzel Washington though, but his boy is a good actor.
Yeah, he could.
Denzel's son, from the
Tenet.
movie. What's his
Tenet.
name?
Or they could get Ice Cube's son, I guess. I don't know.
No, he was in the Christopher Nolan Time movie.
Tenet.
Tenet. Yeah, that was his boy. Yeah, I can't think of his name, but yeah, it was Denzel Washington something. I can't think of his name. Look at this cat. He said Kevin Hart.
Yeah. You can't take his
put him on platforms. There's no plans to drop him right now. No, he's right. There's no quantum. There's no way. I'm still for the figure. I think it's still going to be pretty cool to have. Thank you. Who got the point here? I'll give him some points. There you go. John David Washington. He was Tenet. He's a fantastic actor. If anybody is going to live up to Kang, it would be him. What's that?
He's the main character in Tenet. That guy.
Yeah. Yeah, the black actor in Tenet. That
was
was Denzel Washington. That's his son. Yeah, wow, John David Washington. Yeah. Yeah. So not Denzel Washington can be Kang, but his boy can. And I loved him in Tenet. That's a great soundtrack, by the way. I have that soundtrack on vinyl. It's awesome. But this other dude, John Boyega. No. Oh my
gosh.
What would it take to get you to come back to do Finn again?
In what?
I mean, I don't know if Finn is.
You ain't gonna Disney Plus me.
I'm sorry.
In what?
You're not gonna Disney Plus me.
They deleted his number in Disney.
Dang.
He burned it. Oh my god. So no, not gonna Disney Plus. Will slap.
In what?
Oh, this cat. Look at him. Will slap and Smith. No,
they're gonna put the Rock in there.
No, Jada maybe she can come in. What is John? He hasn't done anything. He's been blackballed. John Boyega hasn't done shit. He's done. He spoke bad about the mouse, and Mickey Mouse taught him a lesson. Oh, you don't want to play ball anymore, huh? Huh, I'll teach you. back to the salt mines you go, John Boyega. I'll tell you what. Don't mess with Mickey. I tell you what, boy. You mess with Mickey, he's going to send his boy Donald after your ass. He already sent Donald after this governor in Florida, DeSantis. You know, Donald's outside waiting in front of his house with a.
You're right. He hasn't done anything.
He hasn't done shit. No, John Boyega, he's blacklisted. He's blacklisted. Daisy Ridley's going to work again, but I mean,
yeah.
You know, you saw the rug burn on her chin, so you knew that was going to happen. So, come on now. You knew Daisy Ridley had that rug burn on that chin. You're like, I go, girl, what you got on your chin? What? You get oh, you want to take over Reedy Creek, huh? I'll show you, you little shit. All right. I had fun tonight. I got to give credit to P-Rock. P-Rock, thank you so much for joining.
Thanks for having
Optical,
me.
Thank you so much for joining the world of the living. It's always good. I always love hanging out with you, man. You know, I'll make sure. Oh, I got to give you guys some credit here. Hold on. P-Rock, what do I got? Let me start off with you. P-Rock, you got anything going?
Yeah, so working on reviews. Got the Superman Masco review coming out, and then from there I'm gonna do a Hunter. I gotta open my Bad Batch. I want to get my Bad Batch open up. So I'm gonna do Hunter and Echo reviews after that. I got a bunch of reviews coming up from there, and then LWO tomorrow. Not sure if it's gonna be on my channel or Cisco reviews, but I'll be tomorrow at 11 o'clock Eastern. What's that? 9 o'clock for you guys? 8 o'clock for you guys? I'm bad with time right now. You guys are 3 hours behind West Coast. So that's what, 9 o'clock? Anyways, 9 o'clock for them. Anyways, so yeah, that's it. LWO, more reviews, and stream coming soon. And I'm going to start doing some 112 stuff too, like with the other 112 streamers. So that in mind too.
Nice. Optical, thank you so much. You've been busy though. You're always putting in your little 2 cents every time something drops. Don't think I haven't noticed. Don't think I haven't noticed you sneaking shit at 2 a.m. at 1 o'clock and stuff.
I'm working from home for the past few months, so I was just like,
every time something drops, I'm like, look at this cat putting in his 2 cents before everybody gets to it.
That's beautiful because I don't even need to buy them.
Pleasure. I'll make sure to put the links in the video description below. And yeah, man, I had fun tonight, man. maybe John Boy. What do you think? What?
Oh my gosh.
What would it take to get you to come back to do Finn again?
In what?
I mean, I don't know if Finn is...
You ain't gonna Disney Plus me.
We're gonna see him a lot on Netflix with Nicolas Cage soon.